What if the destroyer is also a guardian, a misunderstood entity burdened with a cosmic task? It's easy to dismiss Abaddon as a purely destructive force, a demon of the abyss. However, the truth, as is so often the case with forbidden knowledge, is far more complex. Today we delve into the murky depths of demonology and angelology to unearth the lost grimoire of Abaddon, a text rumored to contain the secrets of this enigmatic being and the abyss he commands. This grimoire, whispered to be penned by fallen angels or perhaps even Abaddon himself, isn't just a collection of spells and incantations. It is a gateway. A gateway to understanding not only Abaddon's true nature, but also the terrifying potential that lies dormant within the abyss, a place as much a state of mind as a physical realm. This is a place where the veil between realities thins, and where the whispers of ancient entities echo through the corridors of the subconscious. The grimoire allegedly holds rituals of immense power, rituals said to grant dominion over the very forces of creation and destruction. But be warned, these are not harmless parlor tricks. Each incantation is a step further into the abyss, a gamble with one's sanity and soul. Misusing its power, even unintentionally, could shatter the wielder's mind or unleash something far worse upon the world. Legends tell of previous owners, scholars and occultists alike, who met gruesome ends, their lives consumed by the very forces they sought to control. Stay until the end to uncover the shocking attempts made to understand Abaddon's role throughout history and the secrets that the lost grimoire holds for anyone daring enough to gaze into its pages. You'll learn the truth about Abaddon's origins, his presence in both religious and occult texts, and the terrifying implications of the grimoire's most dangerous rituals. We'll examine the historical context, symbolic meanings, and potential consequences of these rituals, including the possibility of mirrored or inverted practices that challenge our understanding of good and evil. We will also explore the echoes of the grimoire in modern popular culture. Understanding the lost grimoire of Abaddon is therefore crucial for grasping the eternal conflict between light and darkness, the alluring danger of forbidden knowledge, and the delicate balance that holds our reality together. It serves as a stark reminder of the human desire to control forces beyond our comprehension and the potentially catastrophic consequences that can arise from such hubris. The abyss isn't just a place of demons. It's a reflection of the unexplored and often terrifying depths of the human psyche. Now you might be thinking this is just another fantastical tale, a collection of myths and legends with no bearing on the real world. However, the enduring fascination with Abaddon and the abyss points to a deeper human yearning to understand the unknown, to confront our fears, and to grapple with the very nature of existence. The echoes of these ancient beliefs resonate even today, influencing our art, our literature, and our understanding of the world around us. Are we ready to challenge our understanding of the universe? So, let's begin our descent into the abyss and uncover the secrets of the lost grimoire of Abaddon. Is Abaddon truly a destroyer, or has his role been misinterpreted throughout history? The answer, it seems, might lie buried within the historical origins and evolution of this enigmatic figure, a journey that takes us from the depths of the Hebrew Bible to the heights of modern occultism. In this section, we will trace Abaddon's appearances across various religious and occult traditions, seeking to understand how perceptions of him have shifted over time, revealing hidden meanings behind his association with the abyss, and foreshadowing the potential consequences of invoking such a powerful entity. Historically, Abaddon's earliest appearance is within the Hebrew Bible, not as a distinct entity, but as a place, a metaphor for destruction and ruin, often associated with the underworld. The term Abaddon originally referred to a bottomless pit or a realm of the dead, a desolate location rather than a specific being with agency. In these early texts, there is no clear personification of Abaddon. Instead, it represents the ultimate end, the final destination of the wicked. However, this began to change as religious thought evolved. Just as the underworld became Hades, a Greek god, so too would ABADDON begin to morph. The Book of Revelation marks a significant shift in ABADDON's portrayal. Here he emerges as the Angel of the Abyss, a distinct entity leading a terrifying army of locusts. These are no ordinary locusts, but symbolic representations of divine judgment or punishment, bringing plagues and torment to those who have strayed from the righteous path. In Revelation 9:11 it is written, "They had as king over them the Angel of the Abyss, whose name in Hebrew is ABADDON, and in the Greek tongue is Apollyon, a destroyer." This is a pivotal moment, transforming ABADDON from a place of destruction into a distinct entity with a specific, albeit terrifying, purpose. But what does it mean? In later Jewish and Christian traditions, ABADDON's development takes on even more complex layers. He becomes associated with demons, fallen angels, and even, paradoxically, divine agents carrying out God's will. Some texts depict him as a torturer in hell, while others suggest he is an archangel tasked with punishing the wicked. This ambiguity surrounding his alignment blurs the lines between good and evil, making him a fascinating and unsettling figure. He is neither wholly good nor wholly evil, but something in between, a reflection of the chaotic and often contradictory forces that shape our world. The question therefore remains, what is his purpose? Defining ABADDON is no easy task, for he is a multifaceted figure embodying both destructive and potentially transformative forces. He represents the chaotic aspects of creation, the necessary destruction that precedes growth and renewal. Think of a forest fire, seemingly destructive, yet essential for clearing out deadwood and allowing new life to flourish. ABADDON is similar, a force of upheaval that can clear the way for new beginnings. This paradoxical nature, as both a destroyer and a potential guide through the abyss, sets him apart from other figures in demonology, such as Apollyon or Lucifer. Unlike Lucifer, who is often portrayed as a rebel against God, ABADDON is not necessarily acting in defiance of divine will. Instead, he can be seen as a force acting according to a divine plan, a cosmic executioner carrying out a predetermined sentence. His specific role as the Angel of the Abyss is also significant. The abyss, often seen as a realm of terror, can also be interpreted as a place of hidden wisdom, a space where one confronts their deepest fears and emerges transformed. It is a mirror reflecting the hidden parts of the human condition, but it is a mirror one must be ready to face. The abyss itself holds profound symbolic meaning. It is a metaphor for the unconscious mind, the vast unknown territory within each of us. It represents the challenges of spiritual transformation, the dark night of the soul that one must endure to achieve enlightenment. Venturing into the abyss can be both dangerous and rewarding, leading to madness or profound insight, depending on one's strength and preparedness. Think of Alice falling down the rabbit hole, a descent into the unknown that ultimately leads to self-discovery. ABADDON's portrayal in various grimoires and occult texts offers further insight into his nature. These texts detail rituals and invocations associated with him, ranging from those seeking protection to those seeking destruction or the attainment of forbidden knowledge. The rituals vary greatly in danger and complexity, with some said to unleash the full power of the abyss. The Grand Grimoire details one such ritual, instructing the summoner to chant infernal verses at the stroke of midnight while surrounded by symbols of death and decay. This ritual is said to grant the summoner control over legions of demons, but at the risk of losing their own soul. Historical accounts of alleged encounters with ABADDON or the use of his grimoire are understandably scarce and difficult to verify. Stories circulate within occult circles of practitioners who claim to have successfully summoned ABADDON, often with terrifying consequences. One such story involves a 17th-century alchemist who, after invoking ABADDON, was said to have been plagued by nightmares and hallucinations, eventually leading to his descent into madness. These accounts, while subjective and unreliable, serve as cautionary tales, highlighting the potential dangers of dabbling in forces beyond human comprehension. The subjectivity of these accounts should be noted. ABADDON's influence extends into popular culture, appearing in literature, film, music, and video games. In Clive Barker's novel, Cabal, ABADDON is a city where monsters find refuge, a symbolic representation of the marginalized and the outcast. In the video game Darksiders, ABADDON is a fallen angel who betrays humanity, triggering the apocalypse. These portrayals, while fictional, tap into the enduring appeal of ABADDON as a figure of mystery, power, and transgression, a symbol of the darkness that lurks beneath the surface of our world. Is ABADDON merely the construct of a fearful imagination? Analyzing these different interpretations reveals a multifaceted figure, capable of being seen as either a malevolent force or a misunderstood agent of divine will, depending on one's beliefs. He can represent both the destructive and creative aspects of the human psyche, the shadow self that must be confronted in order to achieve wholeness. The rituals and invocations associated with ABADDON, therefore, can be seen as tools for confronting one's inner demons, for exploring the depths of the unconscious mind. But what if the abyss itself is a construct? However, these rituals are not without risk. Misusing them could lead to psychological or spiritual harm, unleashing forces that cannot be controlled. Seeking forbidden knowledge or power often comes at a terrible price, both personally and socially. Responsible occult practice is, therefore, essential, demanding caution, respect, and ethical awareness. The pursuit of power without wisdom is a dangerous game, one that can lead to devastating consequences. The question then remains, is the juice worth the squeeze? However, this is not the whole story, and it's important to note some hold ABADDON as purely a force of evil and destruction, a servant of Satan, or a symbol of cosmic entropy. Religious interpretations often portray him as a demonic figure leading the armies of hell, evoking fear and revulsion. Romanticizing or glorifying ABADDON, therefore, carries its own dangers. It's vital to respect the destructive forces he represents and to avoid viewing him as a symbol of rebellion or empowerment without acknowledging the potential consequences of his actions. It's equally important to acknowledge that many view the grimoire as simply a work of fiction, a collection of superstitious beliefs and imaginary rituals. Despite these counterarguments, ABADDON remains a complex figure embodying both destructive and transformative forces, representing the chaotic aspects of creation. He blurs the lines between good and evil, challenging conventional moral categories. Understanding his historical context and symbolic meanings provides valuable insights into the human psyche and the nature of reality. Therefore, the weight of evidence suggests that ABADDON is far more than a simple destroyer. So, as we consider ABADDON's multifaceted nature and ambiguous purpose, we must ask, are the rituals contained within the grimoire simply tools for psychological exploration, or are they something far more dangerous, gateways to a reality we are not prepared to face? We will delve into the most terrifying practices next. So, are the rituals contained within the lost grimoire of ABADDON mere tools for psychological exploration, or are they gateways to something far more sinister? This section will delve into the heart of the grimoire itself, exploring its alleged origins, the historical figures connected to it, the dangerous rituals it describes, and the potential consequences of wielding its forbidden knowledge. Prepare yourself, for what we are about to uncover could challenge your very understanding of reality. To understand the true nature of the lost grimoire of ABADDON, we must first explore the historical context of grimoires in general. These texts, often shrouded in secrecy and associated with forbidden knowledge, have served as repositories of magical secrets for centuries. Passed down through generations of occult practitioners, grimoires were more than just books. They were keys to unlocking hidden realms, summoning powerful entities, and manipulating the very fabric of reality. However, the pursuit of such power came at a price, for grimoires were believed to contain spells and rituals that could be used for both good and evil, often with terrifying consequences. What secrets did these books hold, and who dared to unlock them? The alleged origins of the lost grimoire of Abaddon are shrouded in mystery and speculation. Some claim that it was dictated by Abaddon himself, or perhaps another powerful demonic entity seeking to corrupt humanity with forbidden knowledge. Others suggest that it was created by a fallen angel, a rogue spirit seeking to impart secrets that were never meant to be known. Regardless of its true origins, the grimoire is said to possess a unique power, a connection to the abyss that sets it apart from other occult texts. This raises the question, was it divinely inspired or demonically influenced? Throughout history, certain key figures have been associated with the lost grimoire of Abaddon, legendary occultists and historical figures who were rumored to have possessed, studied, or even utilized its secrets. Figures such as John Dee, the famed Elizabethan scholar and occultist, and Aleister Crowley, the notorious 20th century magician, have been whispered to be among those who sought to unlock the grimoire's power. Did these individuals gain their knowledge and influence from this forbidden text, or were they merely victims of its dark allure? What did they hope to find within its pages? But here's what most people miss. There is a mirrored ritual within the grimoire that bears a striking resemblance to a common Christian practice. The lost grimoire of Abaddon is not simply a theoretical text. It is a practical guide for those seeking to interact with Abaddon and the forces of the abyss. It is a compilation of rituals, invocations, and spells designed to harness the power of destruction and transformation that Abaddon represents. Unlike other grimoires that deal with a wide range of entities and practices, this one focuses solely on Abaddon, making it a unique and potentially dangerous tool for those who dare to wield it. At its core, the grimoire explores themes such as the duality of good and evil, the nature of the abyss, and the pursuit of forbidden knowledge. It delves into the blurred lines between destruction and creation, suggesting that Abaddon can be seen as both a destroyer and a source of power. The abyss, depicted as a realm of both terror and hidden wisdom, becomes a place where practitioners can confront their inner demons and gain profound insights. It's like holding a mirror up to one's soul, but what if the reflection stares back? The grimoire is structured into sections covering invocation, evocation, divination, and spellcasting, all meticulously detailed to guide the practitioner. It makes extensive use of sigils, symbols, and other magical tools, each with its own specific purpose and significance. For instance, the sigil of Abaddon itself, a complex geometric design, is said to act as a focal point for channeling the entity's energy, acting almost like a gateway between worlds. Is this merely a symbolic representation or a functional key to unlocking the abyss? Consider, for example, a specific ritual for summoning Abaddon. The practitioner is instructed to perform the ritual at the stroke of midnight, within a consecrated circle inscribed with specific symbols of power. They must recite a series of ancient invocations, using specific tones and vibrations to resonate with Abaddon's energy. The ritual requires specific materials, such as black candles, incense made from rare herbs, and a chalice filled with a potent elixir. The air crackles with energy, and a palpable sense of dread fills the room. But what happens if a single word is mispronounced, a single symbol misplaced? Accounts and legends surrounding the grimoire are filled with cautionary tales. Some speak of practitioners who were driven mad by their experiences, their minds shattered by the horrors they witnessed. Others tell of individuals who gained immense power and knowledge, only to pay a terrible price, their souls consumed by the very entity they sought to control. One such story involves a 16th century occultist who, after invoking Abaddon, was said to have been plagued by visions of the abyss, his life descending into a spiral of madness and despair. Are these merely stories, or are they glimpses into the true cost of wielding such power? The symbolism and imagery used in the grimoire offer a glimpse into its deeper meanings. The abyss, often depicted as a bottomless pit or a swirling vortex of darkness, is a metaphor for the unconscious mind, the unknown, or the challenges of spiritual transformation. Specific sigils and symbols associated with ABADDON, such as the inverted pentagram or the serpent coiled around a skull, are linked to themes of destruction, chaos, and renewal. Each image serves as a key, unlocking deeper levels of understanding, but only for those who dare to look. Analyzing the grimoire's portrayal of ABADDON reveals a complex and ambiguous figure. He is not simply a force of destruction, but also a catalyst for change, a necessary component of the cosmic cycle. ABADDON represents the chaotic aspects of creation, the forces that tear down the old to make way for the new. Is he a destroyer or a liberator, a devil or an angel? The answer, it seems, lies in the eye of the beholder. What does he think he is? Using the grimoire carries profound ethical implications. Can one wield such power without succumbing to its corrupting influence? Is it possible to control the forces of destruction without becoming consumed by them? The grimoire can be used for both good and evil, depending on the intentions and abilities of the practitioner. But what happens when those intentions are clouded by ambition or a thirst for power? The line between good and evil blurs, and the consequences can be devastating. The grimoire's psychological effects are equally profound. Its rituals and symbolism can impact the practitioner's mind and spirit, leading to self-exploration, personal transformation, or even mental breakdown. Confronting the abyss can be a dangerous game, forcing one to face their deepest fears and repressed desires. But is it a journey worth taking? What happens when the darkness stares back? Despite the dangers, the lost grimoire of ABADDON remains a window into occult beliefs and practices, offering insights into the human fascination with forbidden knowledge, the nature of evil, and the search for spiritual power. Its enduring influence on occult traditions and popular culture suggests that it continues to resonate with those who seek to explore the darker aspects of reality. Even if its claims cannot be definitively proven, the grimoire serves as a reminder of the power of belief, the allure of the unknown, and the potential consequences of tampering with forces beyond human comprehension. But is it all just superstition? One must acknowledge the skepticism surrounding the grimoire. Many dismiss it as a hoax or a work of fiction, lacking any historical basis or verifiable evidence. The challenge of proving its authenticity or its connection to real occult events is undeniable, and there's the potential for the grimoire to be misinterpreted or misused. Its rituals and symbolism should be approached with caution and critical thinking, and we must remember that some view ABADDON as merely a literary figure without any real power, a creation of religious or mythological imagination. Ultimately, the lost grimoire of ABADDON is more than just a book. It is a reflection of our deepest fears and desires, a testament to the enduring power of the human imagination. It embodies the duality of good and evil, the pursuit of forbidden knowledge, and the terrifying allure of the abyss. Understanding it is crucial to understanding ourselves, but as we consider the grimoire's origins, content, and potential dangers, we must ask, what is the abyss? Is it simply a metaphor for the unconscious mind, or is it a literal realm, a place of unimaginable horrors and boundless potential? We will delve into the abyss itself next. But what is the abyss? Is it simply a metaphor for the unconscious mind, a repository for our deepest fears and repressed desires? Or is it a literal realm, a place of unimaginable horrors and boundless potential, intimately connected to ABADDON and the powers he wields? Understanding the abyss is crucial to understanding ABADDON's true nature and the true purpose of the lost grimoire. This section will explore the different interpretations and symbolic meanings of the abyss, tracing its appearances across various cultures and traditions, revealing it not as a singular concept, but as a multifaceted symbol with diverse interpretations and hidden meanings. And soon, we'll see how specific rituals from the grimoire claim to grant the practitioner access to this terrifying realm, with promises of both immense power and ultimate peril. To truly grasp the multifaceted nature of the abyss, we must first journey back to the earliest depictions of this concept in ancient Mesopotamian and Egyptian cosmologies. These cultures, steeped in myth and magic, envisioned the abyss as a primordial void, a chaotic sea of creation from which all things emerged. In Mesopotamian creation myths, the goddess Tiamat, a monstrous embodiment of chaos, reigned over this watery abyss before being defeated by the god Marduk, who then used her body to create the world. Similarly, in Egyptian cosmology, the god Atum arose from the primordial waters of Nun, the abyss of infinite potential, to begin the act of creation. These ancient cultures viewed the abyss not merely as a source of chaos, but also as the wellspring of all existence, a realm where the seeds of both good and evil lay intertwined, waiting to be brought forth. Could this mean that creation and destruction are not opposites, but two sides of the same coin, forever bound together in the abyss? As we move forward in history, the concept of the abyss undergoes a transformation within the Abrahamic religions of Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. Here the abyss takes on a darker connotation, becoming primarily associated with darkness, punishment, and demonic confinement. In the Hebrew Bible, the abyss, or Tehem, is a deep, subterranean realm where evil spirits are imprisoned, awaiting final judgment. The Book of Revelation describes the abyss as a bottomless pit from which demonic locusts emerge to torment humanity. In Islamic tradition, the abyss, known as Sijin, is a place of torment for the wicked, a prison for the souls of the damned. The link between the abyss and figures like Satan, demons, and fallen angels becomes increasingly prominent, casting it as a place of exile and suffering. But is this a purely negative interpretation, or could there still be hidden depths of knowledge and power to be found within this dark realm? Yet, there exists a counter-narrative, a more esoteric understanding of the abyss found within Gnostic and Hermetic traditions. In these systems of thought, the abyss is not simply a place of punishment, but also a realm of hidden knowledge, spiritual transformation, and initiation. Gnostics believed that the material world was created by a flawed and ignorant being known as the demiurge, and that true spiritual liberation could only be achieved by transcending this flawed reality and accessing the divine realm beyond. The abyss, in this context, becomes a gateway to this higher realm, a place where seekers can confront their inner demons, gain enlightenment, and achieve spiritual liberation. It is seen as a mirror reflecting one's own soul, forcing initiates to confront their deepest fears and desires in order to be reborn. Is this the key to unlocking the grimoires, secrets, the courage to face the abyss within ourselves? So, what is the abyss? In essence, it is a multifaceted symbol representing the unconscious mind, the unknown, the source of creation, and the realm of infinite possibilities. It is not simply a negative force, but a neutral space where both creation and destruction originate, a concept that challenges our conventional understanding of good and evil. The abyss is also associated with the shadow self, the repressed aspects of one's personality that must be confronted for wholeness, as Carl Jung theorized. This implies that to master the grimoire is to master oneself. To journey into the abyss is to also understand that it is not merely a physical location, but a symbolic representation of inner turmoil. It is a mirror reflecting one's deepest fears, desires, and untapped potential, all coalescing into a challenge for those seeking to traverse it. Traversing the abyss, therefore, becomes a metaphor for facing one's fears, overcoming limitations, and achieving spiritual transformation. It is about confronting one's inner demons, embracing the unknown, and surrendering to the flow of life, much like the initiation rituals in various occult traditions, where initiates must confront their darkest fears in order to be reborn. To illustrate the power and danger inherent within the abyss, consider the creatures and entities associated with it in different mythologies. Leviathan, the monstrous sea serpent of Jewish lore, embodies the chaotic and untamed forces of the abyss, representing both immense power and terrifying destruction. Behemoth, the gigantic land beast, is another primeval creature linked to the abyss, symbolizing the raw, untamed energy of the earth. These creatures embody the chaotic and untamed forces of the abyss, representing both danger and potential. Their symbolic meaning often reflects repressed desires, fears, or unconscious drives that lie dormant within the human psyche. The oldest stories tell that there was a time when these creatures and others roamed freely before humanity imposed their will on the world, creating cities, religions, and laws. It seems humanity has always struggled to keep the abyss at bay. Throughout history, myths and legends have told of journeys into the abyss, each serving as a cautionary tale and a testament to the transformative power of this realm. Orpheus, the legendary musician of Greek mythology, descended into the underworld to retrieve his deceased wife, Eurydice, facing countless trials and tribulations along the way. Dante Alighieri, in his Inferno, journeyed through the depths of hell, witnessing the horrors of sin and ultimately finding redemption. These heroes faced immense challenges, encountered terrifying obstacles, and learned profound lessons during their journeys, often undergoing significant transformations in their character and understanding. The theme of transformation and rebirth is central to these narratives, as the abyss serves as a crucible where old selves are destroyed and new ones are forged. However, not all who enter the abyss return the same. Some are irrevocably changed, their minds fractured by the horrors they have witnessed. But perhaps the most telling evidence of the abyss lies within the occult texts themselves, which describe rituals for entering or manipulating this realm, detailing the methods, tools, and potential consequences involved. The lost grimoire of ABADDON, if its claims are to be believed, contains specific rituals for summoning ABADDON and traversing the abyss, outlining the steps involved with meticulous precision. Other occult sources, such as the Necronomicon and the Lesser Key of Solomon, also contain references to rituals that claim to grant access to the abyss, offering glimpses into the forbidden knowledge contained within these texts. These rituals often involve the use of sigils, incantations, and elaborate preparations, all designed to create a doorway between worlds. However, the dangers associated with these rituals are immense, ranging from madness and possession to spiritual corruption and even physical death. So is the knowledge gained truly worth the risk? However, another interesting interpretation can be found within the very structure of organized religion. Core tenets within most religions serve to create rules and order, specifically designed to combat the chaos of the abyss. Prayers, rituals, and moral codes all act as bulwarks against the unknown, offering structure and meaning in a world that can often feel overwhelming. For example, the Christian concept of grace offers solace and redemption in the face of sin, while the Buddhist practice of mindfulness seeks to tame the restless mind and find peace amidst the chaos of everyday life. These practices, in effect, act as anchors, grounding individuals and preventing them from being swept away by the turbulent currents of the abyss. It's as if religion itself is a carefully constructed vessel designed to navigate the treacherous waters of the unknown. However, not everyone agrees on the objective existence of the abyss. Skeptics view the abyss as purely a product of imagination, lacking any objective reality or verifiable existence. They argue that the abyss is merely a metaphorical construct, used to symbolize psychological or spiritual concepts, and that claims of literal journeys into the abyss are simply products of delusion or fantasy. The lack of scientific evidence for the existence of a literal abyss further reinforces this skeptical viewpoint, emphasizing the subjective nature of occult experiences. Furthermore, some psychologists warn against the potential dangers of becoming obsessed with the abyss, emphasizing the importance of maintaining a balanced perspective and grounding oneself in reality. The temptation to romanticize or glorify the abyss can lead to psychological instability or spiritual imbalance, highlighting the need for critical thinking and discernment when exploring the darker aspects of occultism. For some, the abyss is just another word for hell and is not to be trifled with under any circumstances. Despite these counterarguments, The significance of the abyss as a powerful symbol remains undeniable. Whether literal or metaphorical, the abyss serves as a reminder of the limitations of human knowledge and the importance of embracing the mysteries of existence. It is a space where seekers can confront their deepest fears, overcome their limitations, and emerge stronger and more resilient. While the abyss can be a source of fear and anxiety, it can also be a catalyst for growth and self-discovery. It depends on one's perspective and approach. The Lost Grimoire of ABADDON plays a crucial role in understanding the duality of good and evil and the dangerous pursuit of forbidden knowledge. The very rituals are centered around the abyss, as it can lead to a great understanding of the self. But what are these rituals, and what secrets do they hold? In the next section, we will delve into the most dangerous and terrifying rituals contained within the grimoire, exploring their potential consequences and the true purpose they serve. But what happens when one dares to cross the threshold, to step into the realm of the abyss, and what does the grimoire say about it? The Lost Grimoire of ABADDON presents itself as both a guide to navigating this terrifying realm and a stark warning of the perils that await those unprepared to face its depths. In this section, we will explore specific rituals from the grimoire that are said to allow practitioners to traverse the abyss, detailing their components, purpose, and alleged effects, offering a glimpse into some of its most guarded secrets. However, be warned, these rituals are not mere parlor tricks. They possess the potential for profound and potentially catastrophic consequences, both for the practitioner and the world around them. To understand the context of these rituals, we must first trace their origins in the ancient world. Throughout history, various cultures have developed practices aimed at traversing other realms, from the shamanistic traditions of indigenous peoples to the elaborate rituals of ancient mystery religions. Shamans, acting as intermediaries between the human and spirit worlds, employed trance states, ecstatic dance, and hallucinogenic substances to journey into the realm of spirits, seeking guidance, healing, or knowledge. Mythological accounts, such as Orpheus' descent into the underworld to retrieve Eurydice or Inanna's journey to the land of the dead, further illustrate humanity's enduring fascination with crossing the boundaries between worlds. In many occult traditions, ritual is seen as a means of altering consciousness, manipulating energy, and interacting with spiritual entities. By creating a sacred space, focusing intention, and employing specific symbols, gestures, and sounds, practitioners aim to create a powerful and transformative experience, opening themselves to the influence of forces beyond the mundane. Considering these accounts, can the traversal of other realms be something more than a simple feat of imagination? So what does it mean to traverse the abyss? In the context of the Lost Grimoire of ABADDON, it is not simply a physical journey to a distant location, but a profound spiritual and psychological process of confronting one's inner demons, embracing the unknown, and ultimately transforming oneself. The grimoire describes the abyss as a mirror reflecting the practitioner's own soul, forcing them to confront their deepest fears, desires, and repressed aspects of their personality. Key components of rituals designed for this purpose include invocation, the act of calling upon ABADDON or other entities associated with the abyss, seeking their guidance or assistance. Evocation, the summoning of specific forces or energies from the abyss, directing them towards a particular purpose. Meditation, allowing for focus and clarity. And visualization, allowing the practitioner to fully immerse themselves within the ritual and the other world they wish to traverse. These rituals often involve the use of sigils or magical symbols, which act as keys or gateways to specific energies or entities within the abyss. Opening the gates and crossing the threshold are metaphors for accessing the abyss and interacting with its forces, representing a willingness to embrace the unknown and step beyond the boundaries of conventional reality. However, the grimoire emphasizes the dangers associated with this process, warning against recklessness, hubris, and a lack of respect for the forces being invoked. One particularly potent ritual described within the grimoire involves the creation of a personal sigil representing the practitioner's connection to ABADDON. This sigil is not simply drawn, but meticulously crafted through a process of meditation, numerological analysis, and symbolic representation, making it a unique and potent link to the abyss. Once the sigil is complete, the practitioner must create a sacred space, purified and consecrated with specific incenses and chants. The ritual requires the recitation of specific invocations, calling upon ABADDON by his various names and titles, each vibration carefully intoned to resonate with the energies of the abyss. As the invocations intensify, the practitioner enters a trance state, visualizing the sigil as a gateway opening within their mind, leading to a vast, dark, and terrifying landscape. It is here, within this inner realm, that the practitioner confronts the denizens of the abyss, seeking knowledge, power, or transformation. Allegedly, the success of this ritual depends on the practitioner's ability to maintain focus, control their fear, and remain true to their purpose. Failure can result in madness, possession, or even the complete dissolution of the self, with no return from the abyss. However, some believe that it is not the creatures that lead to madness, but the reflection of the self, in its truest form, that breaks the weak. Accounts surrounding this ritual, and others like it within the grimoire, are filled with tales of both triumph and tragedy. Some practitioners claim to have gained access to hidden knowledge, mastered the forces of creation and destruction, or achieved profound spiritual enlightenment. Others were driven mad by their encounters with entities from the abyss, their minds shattered by the overwhelming terror and alien perspectives. Stories abound of individuals who gained immense power but paid a terrible price, losing their sanity, their souls, or even their physical well-being. One particularly chilling account tells of a practitioner who sought to control ABADDON himself, attempting to bind the entity to his will. The ritual backfired catastrophically, resulting in the practitioner's complete disappearance, leaving behind only a faint residue of sulfur and a lingering sense of dread. Could this serve as a grim reminder of the importance of respecting the boundaries between worlds and the dangers of seeking power without understanding? However, it's important to note that some rituals found within the lost grimoire of ABADDON, when analyzed closely, bear a striking resemblance to practices found in more mainstream religions. For instance, one ritual designed to cleanse the soul of impurities involves a series of chants and gestures that mirror certain Christian exorcism rites, albeit with ABADDON invoked instead of divine figures. Another ritual, intended to bestow blessings of strength and protection, features a pattern of hand movements and spoken words that echo similar blessings found in various pagan traditions. The key difference lies in the entity being invoked and the intended outcome. While mainstream religions seek to connect with benevolent forces for healing and guidance, the grimoire's rituals often aim to harness the power of ABADDON and the abyss for more ambiguous or even destructive purposes. This mirroring of rituals raises a disturbing question. Are these simply inverted versions of more familiar practices, or do they tap into a deeper, universal source of spiritual energy, capable of being channeled for both good and evil? The potential psychological and spiritual effects of traversing the abyss are profound and multifaceted, capable of leading to both enlightenment and utter madness. Confronting one's inner demons and embracing the unknown can be a transformative experience, leading to greater self-awareness, spiritual growth, and a deeper understanding of the human condition. However, the abyss is not a realm to be trifled with. Losing touch with reality, becoming obsessed with the darkness, or succumbing to the allure of power can lead to psychological instability, spiritual corruption, and ultimately self-destruction. The ethical implications of using rituals to manipulate the forces of the abyss are equally complex. Can one truly wield such power without being corrupted by it? Does the end justify the means, or are there certain boundaries that that should never be crossed. The grimoire itself offers no easy answers, leaving it up to the practitioner to grapple with these difficult questions. Indeed, it could be said that the abyss represents an internal struggle, a symbolic landscape of the subconscious mind, rather than an external realm with objective existence. The entities encountered within the abyss may simply be projections of one's own psyche, personifications of repressed emotions, unresolved conflicts, or hidden desires. From this perspective, traversing the abyss becomes a metaphor for the journey of self-discovery, the process of confronting and integrating the shadow self, as Carl Jung described. The rituals themselves may serve as psychological tools, helping practitioners to access and process these unconscious elements, leading to greater self-awareness and psychological integration. Is ABADDON, then, simply a symbol for our darker traits, and the abyss a journey to understanding them? However, not everyone agrees on the efficacy or even the ethical implications of such practices. Some view rituals and invocations as purely symbolic acts, lacking any real power to affect the external world or interact with spiritual entities. From this perspective, rituals are primarily tools for self-exploration and personal transformation, rather than methods of manipulating external forces. The lack of scientific evidence for the effectiveness of rituals or the existence of spiritual entities further reinforces this skeptical viewpoint, emphasizing the subjective nature of occult experiences. Furthermore, some psychologists warn against the potential dangers of engaging in rituals that promote harmful beliefs, encourage destructive behaviors, or exploit vulnerable individuals. Critical thinking, ethical awareness, and a healthy dose of skepticism are essential for navigating the complex and often treacherous terrain of occult practice. Some believe that ABADDON is a mere construct of the human mind. Despite these counterarguments, the significance of these rituals as symbolic representations of the human desire to explore the unknown, confront one's inner demons, and seek spiritual transformation remains undeniable. The rituals, whether effective or not, offer valuable insights into the human psyche and the enduring search for meaning and purpose. The grimoire can be seen as both a source of wisdom and a source of danger, depending on one's perspective and approach. Understanding these rituals and how to perform them plays a crucial role in understanding the duality of good and evil and the dangerous pursuit of forbidden knowledge. But what of the grimoire's legacy? What influence has it had on occult traditions and popular culture, and what lessons can we learn from its enduring presence in the human imagination? Is ABADDON simply misunderstood? We will explore this next. As we draw to a close in our exploration of the lost grimoire of ABADDON, it is essential to acknowledge the profoundly unsettling nature of the knowledge we have unearthed. Delving into the realms of demonology, the abyss, and forbidden rituals can stir within us a sense of unease, challenging our perceptions of reality and the forces that shape it. Let us now reflect on the key findings and implications that have emerged from our journey into this enigmatic and potentially perilous grimoire. In summary, the lost grimoire of ABADDON stands as a testament to humanity's enduring fascination with the duality of good and evil, and the tantalizing yet dangerous allure of forbidden knowledge. This grimoire is far more than just an archaic book filled with spells and incantations. It serves as a potent symbol of the human desire to harness and control forces beyond our comprehension. Throughout our exploration, we have encountered the multifaceted nature of ABADDON, a figure who defies simple categorization as either destroyer or transformer, angel or demon, but rather embodies the complexity of existence. We have also gazed into the abyss, a concept that transcends its literal interpretation as a bottomless pit, revealing itself as a metaphor for the depths of the unconscious, the realm of our deepest fears and unacknowledged desires. Was ABADDON simply a figure, demonized and misinterpreted through history, or is there a deeper, more complex reasoning for his existence? But what are the broader implications of grappling with such dark and esoteric knowledge? The pursuit of forbidden knowledge, as exemplified by the grimoire, mirrors the inherent human desire for power and understanding, a quest that has driven innovation and exploration, but also led to destruction and despair. The abyss, as a symbolic representation of the unconscious, speaks to universal human experiences of confronting one's fears, exploring the unknown, and grappling with the darker aspects of our own nature. What then does the grimoire truly tell us about the nature of evil, and how can we, as individuals and as a society, effectively navigate the often treacherous terrain of human existence? And furthermore, if traversing the abyss requires a confrontation with the self, could the grimoire simply serve as a means to accelerate such a process? Understanding the secrets held within the lost grimoire of ABADDON offers invaluable insights into the human psyche, the nature of reality, and the eternal struggle between opposing forces. By confronting the darkness, both within ourselves and in the world around us, we gain a greater appreciation for the light, fostering a more balanced and enlightened perspective. However, this understanding comes with a weighty responsibility to wield such knowledge with caution, respect, and an unwavering commitment to ethical principles. As we reflect on the power that such forbidden knowledge may hold, we must consider whether ignorance is bliss or is knowledge a burden we must all carry. In the end, the abyss may truly lie within ourselves, and the greatest challenge we face is to confront our inner demons and embrace the totality of our being. Perhaps in our fear, we demonize what we do not understand and turn from what we most need to see within ourselves. So, in the end, is ABADDON only a tool for the grimoire, or is the grimoire simply a key to unlocking ABADDON? If you found this exploration of the lost grimoire of ABADDON intriguing, please like this video and subscribe to the channel for more content on hidden knowledge and occult mysteries. Join our community of explorers as we delve deeper into the world of the arcane and uncover the secrets that lie hidden beneath the surface. In our next video, we'll be exploring another mysterious grimoire, so stay tuned. The abyss awaits.